Hello, this is Adam Wilder. With most of the weathering steps completed on our KV-1, we can now move on to details, such as the opening of the gun barrel and exhaust effects. These small but important things contribute greatly to the final appearance of the model. For the gun, I started by painting the opening of the barrel with a coat of black life color acrylic paint. After the paint dried, black pigments were carefully brushed on to give more of a matte appearance to the inner part and around the gun opening. We just want a very fine amount of soot on the edge of the gun. This step is often overdone. Moving on to the exhaust, I again begin by applying a black acrylic to each of the interiors. Okay, now this is another step that can be easily overdone. I am airbrushing a coat of the same life color matte paint over the areas to work as a base for the diesel and smoke effects. It is best to use a double-acting airbrush for this step with a fine needle and nozzle. A piece of paper will help to test how your airbrush is performing prior to spraying the model. Do you remember the NL31 diesel exhaust runs and NL23 dark street dirt effect from the Nitro line that we applied back in episode 14? These dried paints are now working as a nice base for the effects. This is an example of thinking ahead when working through the different weathering steps. Like on the gun, the black pigments will help to give more of an authentic, sooty, matte looking finish to the acrylic paint. Now let's move back to the diesel exhaust effects. This time we are going to speckle it on. Remember to remove the excess paint from the brush onto a piece of paper until the specks are deposited to your liking. After hours of hard labor, I was able to make this high-tech mask to keep the specks of diesel exhaust refined to the areas of smoke. I would recommend depositing a bit at a time, checking the result, then adding a little more until obtaining the result you are confident with. What we are doing with this stage is creating specks of burnt diesel. This is a result of the old engine construction design as seen on these T-34s. After, you can touch up the effect using enamel thinner and remove any of the specks that accidentally landed on other parts of the model. More black pigments were lightly brushed to subtly blend some of the glossy flecks. Only the very edges of the exhaust pipes were also touched. Dust was then used to further blend the edges on these effects. When working toward the end of the model's finish, we will constantly be going back and forth, using the same mediums until getting a convincing result. Moving back to the diesel exhaust runs, we will now make some streaks on the side of the hull. Having a fairly new fine pointy brush will make creating these runs much easier. As you can see, patience and time are needed in order to obtain a convincing effect. Now we have another nice effect that makes the model as a whole more interesting. In the next episode, we will continue with, oh, I don't remember. Please like, click, and channel to the subscribe to see more episodes. Look for interesting links in the description. As always, thanks and see you next time. Please like, click, and subscribe to the channel to see more episodes. Please like, click, and channel... Alright, let's do it again.